Time. Hello. Hi, Alexandra. Second time on YouTube, but I'm still going to work the kinks out. So I'm going to go ahead and log in on here and see if I can make sure my volume's down. Then I'm going to see if I can see comments. If I log into my own live, let's see if it works. Okay, so if I don't respond to something, my apologies until I figure out how to respond to anything. And I can see I can just see yours, Alexandra. I don't know if anybody else has said hi or anything. Let's see if I can. Oh, it looks like I can see them right on the side. Okay, ooh, perfect. Is that what I'm seeing? Okay. Now I can see mine. Now I see that I'm out of screen as well. Okay. So YouTube does have a different format than I feel like I'm used to. And so bear with me while I learn this. Okay, so now I'm looking at my stuff online here, and it seems like I'm out of screen again. Do I just need to go taller? It's going to be a little bit of finagling until I figure this out. But it's okay. It's okay. Hello, Teresa. I see you. And it's so much easier looking at the comments through... Hi, Kathy. It's so much easier looking through the comments on my iPad versus my phone. So I can raise my phone up and get myself focused in a little bit better. And hopefully you guys can see more stuff. So that's often the problem. Hi, Jean. Hello. With Instagram too. Yay. Okay. I don't know how to do it any other way. Oh, so should I be turning it sideways? Will it fill up the whole screen? Okay. Bear with me. Are you painting a boat? Oh gosh, no. Okay, so if I turn it this way, it fits on my hair. Let me just, let's see. And actually, I can get more paint in here too. Will this way work better for us? Oh, no, it doesn't do what I was hoping it would do. Okay, never mind. So, does it work better this way? But now it's sideways on my screen. What do I do, Alexandra? Help me. Is there a button I need to be pushing instead? Because this is how I film when I film a YouTube video. I film horizontally because that's the format for YouTube. But when I just did this now, it flipped my whole screen. I'm gonna wait to see what she has to say. You have to set it in settings before the live. I will walk you through it later. Okay, perfect, awesome. I will just do it this way then. Good to know. If you can hear the noise in the background, that's my water fountain. It's often going. Okay, we are going to paint the Paint Your Style, and I probably won't do this every time because it's my picture this time, and so I feel kind of okay doing it this way. I'm not spoiling it for somebody else, and I don't know how Paint Your Style actually feels about it, and I didn't run it by them. And it's not something we normally do, but Madeline and I will often paint on our subscriber live this Paint Your Style for the week, right? But not publicly, so I don't know how they're gonna feel about it. And there's not a lot. Hello, Danica, I see you. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. This is just kind of a trial for my Patreon group. We thought maybe this first one would be fun to do live, and then the rest will be done on Patreon, which is a paid platform. You can get 7 days for free though if you want to test it out and see what it's like, if you've not subscribed to anybody before. So I am using my All About Art International block. You can see I used a hefty chunk of it. It is glued on 2 sides, so these 2 sides are loose, and so you could just use a regular thing and just separate it out, which if I get done, I'll show you. And hey, Kristen, hello. Yes, we love doing something first and asking for forgiveness. I know, right? Maybe that's not the way I'm supposed to do it, but here we are. Okay. I love that I can see all the chat and it stays going. Hi, Chris. Hello. So again, this will typically, I didn't put it in the comment, and I didn't put it in the introduction, but let me see if I can pull up. No, I can't. I'm going to try to pull up I need too many screens now. I need this going, and then I also need the reference picture. The reference picture is, let me see if I can grab it for you so you can see it real quick. It is in I'm sure you saw it because it was in it's this one. So it's a background. Sorry, that was really fast, I know, but I want to get back so I can see your comments. It is a background of trees and water with a branch of, I'm not going to say berries, but some sort of, maybe some sort of winter berries. I'm not sure if those are considered berries or not. What are those? Hello, Judy. But you know what? Let's just wing it and go for it. And I won't look at the reference that much. I'll try to keep it in my mind and see if I can do it that way. I'm not holding high hopes on that, by the way, just in case anybody was wondering. Not necessarily great at that. It does kind of make me want to go run and grab my laptop so that I can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I apologize, I didn't have this ready in time. I didn't think ahead. So just bear with me. I will be right back. I will run really fast. Okay, this is going to be much easier. That way, I can see the photo. Okay. All right, here we go. Much better. Much better. Can't paint something without not seeing it, right? Okay, so let's make sure. It is a square format. The picture I'm doing, the reference I chose, is from Unsplash. Let me see if I can find the author. I'll put it in there when I'm done. I can't find it offhand. Oh, let's see if it's right there. Yeah, anyway. It is, by Slava Stupachenko. Butchering that, I'm 100% sure. That's okay. So I'm gonna give a background wash. Let's do water first. So we get it really light. I'm just gonna spray the whole thing. And since I'm working so small, I don't worry about spreading out the water completely. I just wanna get some color on here so that I can just not have a stark white, right? That's all I'm doing on this one. And I never have a method to my madness. I just kind of go as I feel. And so that's what this background will be, just kind of that. This is such a rich color. This is a Masha color. Does anybody know it by just looking at it? It's such a pretty color. So one of my favorites between the two that are this kind of, I'm gonna leave, it's kind of, and okay, reference pictures. I don't do exactly what it tells me, right? I'm going to decide what I wanna do, what I wanna leave, and how to kind of make it my own. And I think that's important, right? I think in the beginning I got too stuck on trying to do what they were doing and losing what I was capable of doing or what I could kind of potentially do. Okay, what I'm gonna do, this is a pretty wet layer. I'm gonna tilt my paper real quick, just to kind of see how that purple is running off, that violet almost. I'm going to encourage that to just kind of do a thing. And when I'm done having it do its thing, I will just flatten the paper right back out, right? And it kind of stays where it wants, where it was. So you can kind of control it that way. Not always. And again, a lot of this will be covered up by trees because there are trees right here. All right, so let's go ahead and dry. I'm gonna mute so you don't have to listen to that. Okay, so this might be an error, but I didn't dry the entire, what I wanted to make sure is the sky was dry, but this middle section is not perfectly dry, and that's okay. Because I kind of want that tree line that's here to be misty, right? Misty and kind of elusive, I guess you will, suggesting it. And yeah, you totally got it. I love blue iron. I love blue iron and I love viola. And if you don't have Masha's colors, they are pretty magical. Is anybody else painting? Is anybody else painting long? Does anybody prefer this platform over, say, Instagram on YouTube? I know Alexandra, she does, but she also does a lot of YouTubes, and so this is kind of more her thing. Let's see, I can use, do you think some forest green mixed with maybe some forest green. I do love my forest green. And you know what I use most of is tree bark. Tree bark is one of my most used next to granite. Isn't that ironic? Or no, next to Moody Brown. Moody Brown I've been using like crazy. Not painting, editing tonight. Oh good, yay Kathy, okay. So this will be the platform that I will use for our Patreon videos and lives and whatever else happens on Patreon. I'm new to Patreon, so it's taken me a while. I started the account a year ago and I kind of chickened out and decided who's gonna wanna, pay to watch me paint or whatever. And so I chickened out. And so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try. Virginia, I didn't even see you, hello. Where did you come? Okay, so Instagram doesn't tell me, that's one thing. Or I'm sorry, YouTube doesn't tell me when you come in. If you don't say hi, I don't see where I can tell where you are. Oh, actually, let me click on the little people. Nope, okay. So I can't tell you're here unless you say hello. So I'm so glad that you are saying hello, so thank you. And I'm happy you're all here. Okay, sorry. I just got excited over that for a minute. Okay, so I am using whatever's left in this palette right here. It's a green pile. And I'm mixing in some forest green from Masha. And I want it watery, more water than I have it. And so I might just go in this blue too, because I feel like, yeah, there we go. We'll get a little blue in there. And I'm not gonna follow the reference, but I am going to spray my paper just a little bit. I did cover that top area. I like my tree tops to be a little more crisp, but this part down here where I'm going, I don't mind if it's not as crisp, if that makes any sense. So some of this will get hit in the water. And for me, that's okay. And so in the picture, there are a lot taller trees. And again, I doubt this is going to look much like the picture. And I'm going to bank on it that it's going to be kind of a amber-esque kind of a thing, not necessarily a paint your style. And maybe I'll redo it so that's more paint your style. I don't know. But maybe I won't. And I'll leave it, and that's okay too. So part of the thing that was going on with PYS for Paint Your Style for a while was that people weren't painting because they didn't have time and whatnot. Well, and my argument was, well, let's show them that they don't have to paint perfect paintings. Everything doesn't have to turn out perfect, and it doesn't have to be, something you spent 2 or 3 hours on. We want to show people that it's also, perfectly okay to paint something in 15 or 20 minutes and post it still and be a part of the group, right? It doesn't have to be something you spent hours on trying to recreate perfectly. And I think some of them were getting a little bit caught up in that aspect of it. And that's okay. It's not wrong, but I felt, and see, my proportions are completely off on this, by the way, and that's okay. And it's not wrong that they wanted to do that, but I felt, I don't know, I just felt I wanted it to be more feeling accessible for everybody, accessible and just doable, right? Nothing that you did have to if you worked full time and wanted to come home and paint something for the week's challenge, that you weren't having to sit down and feel the pressure of painting it exactly like you see it, right? So this one's trees, lake, and a branch with some berries, right? So in your head, if you decided you're like, nope, don't want to really do this like this, just get in your head just like trees, branches, and berries, right? It can be whatever you want it to be. We're not we're not asking, or I'm not expecting anybody to recreate exactly. If that's your thing, then that's awesome. Do that, right? Alexandra, would you say that's exactly what I love about having switched my PYS lives to you on YouTube? It's so much more relaxed and real feeling. Oh, good. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like on YouTube it might be more intentional for somebody to come here and watch, perhaps more than it would be on Instagram, but I don't know how it shows up in people's feed, if it does the same thing on YouTube, or if it's only people that follow me might come across it. So I'm not sure about that part, which I'm fine with. I'd rather have people want to be here, right? A few weeks ago, we had some, actually, it was a lady that followed me, and she got a little weird with Madeline and I, and was kind of a little bit mean, and it was really awkward and made me feel really uncomfortable. And then, I reached out to her later, and she was still aggressive, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, and this probably isn't for you. And she just tried to keep battling me, and so I just kind of I just stopped, and I was like, okay, I'm not trying to win anything here, right? But also I wasn't able to. Often people would say like, oh, I'm sorry, I just had a bad day, or something was up, or this just hit me the wrong way, or something. They'll be real with you, and this person just wasn't bending any kind of way. So I was like, okay, this is just my problem solving itch. It's just not working. So, oh well. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I, as you know, I work hard on my trees. I have a thing for trees. It will appear both in the notifications for subscribers and on the homepage for subscribers and non-subscribers. Okay, cool. So Alexandra's kind of been my, she's also a ambassador for Laura Paint, from Handmade Paints. And so she does a lot more YouTubes than I do. And so she was just kind of helping me today and other days with this new adventure. Yes, I have my notification set to receive the pop-up. Oh, yay. Does it work, though? Did it work, Virginia? So a lot of the problem lately is we've been having with Instagram is not telling anybody we're live, even though for hours later you can see that little ring around our profile picture, which is really weird, right? Oh, I am using a mixture of Mosh's Forest Green and a little bit of blue, which I think is either Deep Sea Blue or a combination of Deep Sea Blue and Shadow Blue Dark. And I don't remember, for some reason, I don't think you have Mosh's yet, do you, Virginia? So if you weren't using Mosh's, I would say this is kind of like a, is it a Cascade? What's that other green I'm thinking? Not Viridian. It's been so long since I've even used, oh, you do, you have a few, okay. It's been so long since I've used Daniel Smith or anything. I've kind of forgotten my color a little bit. I'm trying to compare it to something that you would, and no. Did you end up with just like a few samples, or did you end up getting a palette, Virginia? I can't remember. So these trees, I'm using the script liner by Tintoretto, and I love it. It's $11 brush on Jackson, and I do have a backup. That's how much I love it. Doesn't mean it would work for you, but for some reason it's working really great for me, and that might change tomorrow, and all of a sudden it doesn't work for me, and that's just how I have been with brushes, and it changes all the time for me. So I wish I could say this has been my forever. Before that it was my Polina Rigger. Before that it was a black velvet silver brush. It's funny how that changes, right? Maybe it's just because I'm changing my style of trees, and it kind of slightly changes with the brush itself. I'm not sure. I kind of wish I knew, because it might solve some of my problems. But I love this brush, and it really is just blobbing, making that line down the middle and blobbing on each side. And yes, it's taken me hundreds and thousands, well, not hundreds and thousands, but hundreds and thousands of trees to find my trade. And I wish there was an easier way. And Colby wasn't joking when she said you just have to paint pages and pages of trees. She really wasn't. And so that's what I've been doing the last few years, just painting trees and trees and trees. Lots of them, pages and pages. So now what I'm going to do is take a little bit more of that darker green. I'll just dip in what I have right here. I have a bit of a darker green. I'll just bring it over a little bit, and then I'll just go back in some of these bases and maybe just drop a little bit of green where it's still wet. I don't think too many of my areas. Oh, this area is wet. If you can't tell, you just turn it on its side, as you probably already know, and you can see where the sheen is. And so just doing that, and then maybe bringing a little bit of water just to dilute that down just a little bit. We'll just add maybe, let me stand up and look. It got a little dark. That's okay though. Little dark won't hurt us. And so I don't want to add too much more water now though, because if I add more water down here, which I kind of did, it'll start pushing, right? And then I'll get my line. Okay, sorry, Virginia. Yes, but I saw it earlier, I think on Instagram, so I had a couple of reminders. Oh, good. Okay, so I did, I did over remind you all. I added a little notification on Instagram too. I wasn't sure what to do, so I just kind of tried to do it all. I bought some little hearts, are so cute, but tough to put. Yes, they are, and they're not, I know. So if you don't have Masha's and you don't know what we're talking about, this is Masha's. These are quarter pans. She does do quarter pans in the actual traditional, you know, half pan, but quarter size. So the hearts are super cute. But as you can see, they're kind of hodgepodgey in the tin, right? They're kind of all over the place. They are super cute though, especially if you take them out and put them next to your, you know, next to your picture when you're photographing or something like that. But they're hard to travel with because they, you know, just they move around and they're not in a specific spot. Let me see if I have it handy. She makes the wood ones, which I think most of you have probably seen. Let me see if I have one. Oh yeah, I do. So this is her like wood thing, and so they sit. The magnets sit perfectly in these. Not magnets. The squares sit perfectly in here, and that's my ideal way. I'm saving this for my 24 pigments, my non-granulating and granulating single pigment colors. The travel in the tin, even with magnets. They travel. Oh, they travel. I know. They do. I don't have a good answer for the hearts wise, besides they're cute. So what the group has come to kind of agree, the subscriber group, we've kind of both, oh, I ordered the turquoise color brushes after that are Tintoretto. Oh yeah, I have some people that really love those. Madeline loves those Tintoretto. These ones, you're talking about these ones, right? These ones. But they are darn cute and good. They are good paints, and they're a great way to start. If you're not familiar with Masha's and you want something more affordable, the hearts are a great way to start, and they're just so darn cute. So you're like, ooh, you know, cute on top of just great colors. But we decided that it was probably worth the money to go ahead and buy the half pans, because after trying the quarter pans, you know you're gonna like the half pans. So just dive in. The Tintorettos that I really like that are my preference are these mop style black ones, the 1400 series. The turquoise ones I don't love as much as not everybody, but some of the others do. And I'm trying. I do bring them out every once in a while, and I do try them. They're 853 series. They're very, very inexpensive. So if you like extremely, see how stiff they are? They're super stiff. They're stiff like, I'm trying to even compare it to something. Not like a Plina Rigger. Plina Rigger is soft compared to this. They're stiff like, I don't know, just like a very nylon-y feeling brush, but people like them. I love the 1327s. Ooh, the travel ones. Are you talking about the travel? You use them for liner brushes. Kathy, do you prefer just a size 2? I think I wanted a smaller one. I don't remember if they had a smaller one. Do they? I'm gonna have to look into that. I did finally find my black velvet liner, script liner, which is one of my go-tos. I have the 1337 travel in size 4. Yes, I'm with both of you. I love the travel series of theirs. That's how I got really hooked on Tintorettos. And then I decided, you know what, if I love the travel ones so much, I should try these again. Even though they feel really light in my hand and kind of, for lack of a better word, they feel cheap to me. They're just really, the brushes are worth it. Just the actual brush. The hair, the brush, the tip. Makes my day. Okay, so this is a pretty misty scene, and I don't really know how to handle the mist down here, but we're going to do water next, and we're going to try to bring the mist and the reflection in and see how that goes. I'm going to dry. I ordered on your recommendation. Yeah, I think if you like this, oh good, you did the travel ones, Virginia. Yeah, I really like those. Have you adapted to them? Let me see. Did you say? You did not say, right? Yeah, I like pretty much all of their travel ones. The only one that I have struggles with are there's these giant dagger ones that are really, really hard to use. They're not like your regular dagger. You guys would find this very comical. I can't remember where I put them right now. Where did I stick them? I might have put them all in my travel bag. Did I? See, you're getting me distracted. Now, if you want me to stay on focus, do you want me to stay on focus? I won't look. I totally won't look, but now I'm curious and I want to show you this one because it's scary and I don't know how to use it. And I'll be honest with you, I've never used it because it scares me. Oh, you know where it is. I know where it is. It's in the spot where the brushes go that I have not been using lately. All right, hold on. Let me grab that. All right, they are in here. Maybe I stuck them in here the other day. All right, here they are. Look at that thing. It's scary. I'm so intimidated. But in theory, it's very similar. So maybe I need to just bite the bullet and try it. Like the tip is, I don't know. But these are crazy, right? They're just like, what? Say what? They're crazy. Anyway, they're still stiff from the actual, oops. That's what you have to be careful of, what I just did. So if I do that, what I do is I just wet it, pet it, pet it and wet it and wet it and pet it and put it away. Okay. Oh, I got a little weird fast in it. This one's pre-bent, but I'm going to try to just comb it down. I also have Arabic gum powder, I think it's called. And you can coat your brushes for that and leave them for days, weeks, months in hopes that, in hopes that it's just, I'm just going to cut this off. In hopes that your brushes go straight again and streamline, right, when they get a little furry and frayy. I also wash my brushes every night, though. Okay. Is your tree brush 1408? 1408, correct, Kathy. Yep. And I'm not guaranteeing that you will love it as much as I do, but if you don't love it, I'll buy it from you. You can give it to me in 10-minute DR. Because I do love that brush, and I will continue using that brush. Oh, it is really, really a fantastic brush. I ordered Shimoni Art Rigger size 2. Your recommendation arriving in the mail. Ooh, yay! Okay, that's super exciting. I love this brush, Chris. It is, if you're looking to make just the best birds, just simple, very lightweight birds, right? Not those like blob ones that I've tried over and over that just like turn out to be, hi Laura, hello. This is the perfect, I'll use this one because I use this on every single painting with every single bird, but it's just so delicate and it's the most delicate brush that I have, and I have a lot of liner style ones, and that really is a good brush. Okay, sorry. And yeah, if you're not here and you don't say hello on YouTube, unless Alexander tells me there's a way for me to see that you're here, I will not know. So you have to say hello if you want to. All right, let's try. Sorry about that. You got me sidetracked. Okay, Alexander says if there's a way, I have not found it. Okay, that's good to know. So a lot of the reason I read the comments out loud, if you don't want me to, I don't have to. Just say, hey, don't read this, and I will. But I like to, because then if you're watching the live later on, you know the context, you know what we're talking about, you have a reference, and you can follow along, right? Because otherwise, if I'm just like, yeah, sure, you know, going along, or laughing, or chuckling, you won't know what I'm talking about. So that's a lot of the times why I do that. And what did you say? I wanted to see this other one. Okay, good. Keep going. Okay, good, Kathy. Good. I'm using Golden Maple Travel. I was using, but my granddaughter ended up a little rough with them. I let her have the set. Okay, Golden Maple, Virginia. If anybody needs a travel set that's really inexpensive, I actually really do recommend that one. I like it a lot. It's not similar. Kind of reminds me of a Skoda in a cheaper way, but it's actually a decent travel. If you want a travel set, it comes with 3 brushes. It's a great little set. And I like it. So yeah, if you need something like that. Okay. I'm stalling out here. Yeah, I don't have any complaints at all with the Golden Maples. They kept a nice tip. They have a nice feel in the hand. They feel sturdy. Just a nice travel brush all around. but I haven't really had any bad travel brushes, to be honest. The only bad travel brushes I've had were those dumb little ones that come in like the kit, you know, like in the Winsor Newton kit or something. Those are the only brushes I was like, yeah, no, I'm not using this. I can't use this for anything. That's the only brushes I've been really kind of a hard no on. All right. I think it'll be fun to use a mix of blue iron and viola in the water. I'd like the heavier feel large. Yes, that's a good point, Virginia. They do have a heavier feel. Let me show you because I probably have them right here too. Is anybody else curious or no? Do you not want to see them? I don't know. Maybe you don't need to see them. Maybe you have plenty of travel brushes. Maybe you don't want travel brushes. But these are my 3. And then, for instance, these are the Escoda. So they are different in sizes. Well, I do have another one of these, but these are in general kind of bigger and they just pull off. They don't twist. They do have the hole for air drying. If you don't know, travel brushes will often have a hole down there. And so, oh, this is my Escoda set. Never mind. Oops. I thought for some reason darker one was the Escoda, but here is, so the Maple Valley ones actually screw on and off. They don't have their, which is kind of nice because like this one, that's on there pretty good. Never mind. I indulge in the Tintoretto round travel brush set. I like them. I like them a lot too. We were just talking about them before you got them and they're super good. I like the Tintoretto travels. I like the Golden Maple if you don't want to spend as much, and I love the Escoda. I love all 3 of them. And I got the Christy Rice one and I haven't used it yet. I'm saving it for DR. I kind of wanted to use it as a special treat. I thought, oh, I should try it out, but I'm like, no, I'm going to save it. And I'll use it the first time in Dominican Republic. I thought that would be fun. So yeah, I feel actually, okay, to be honest, the Maple Valley has maybe just a slight more, that's not a good comparison. Let's do a side by side with the sort of the same sizes. Here's a size 2 from Escoda, and here's a size 4 in Maple Valley. Golden Maple. Maple Valley is my milk. Never mind. Or when I do drink milk. So you can see the sizes, I wouldn't go by the sizes being, you know how sizing of brushes are. It's all over the place. So they do feel similar. I would say very similar. I would say the Maple Valley is slightly longer. Maybe. Yeah. I would say the weight is very similar. I feel. Yeah, maybe the Escoda has a more solid, just this area right here. And this might be more of a hollow or lightweight, fake woody type thing. But I don't know. I feel like if you wanted to splurge, I would obviously go with the Escoda. If you didn't want to splurge, I would go with the Golden Maple. And if you wanted a medium splurge, which isn't much really, Tintoretto. They're not expensive though. They're so well priced for what you're getting. They are extremely well priced. Escoda, I feel, are a little pricier. So if I were to buy them all over again, and I could spend whatever I wanted, and I could only pick one, I'd probably go Tintoretto because I just love Tintoretto. Oh, you know what I don't have? Kathy, do you have Monica's from Shimoni? Do you have her brush, her travel brush? I was debating whether I should order before we go, and I'm not sure. I like the heavier feel. Yep, that's what you said. Okay, sorry. I already read that. Okay, so I do have some paint still on my brush here from when I picked up the Viola and the Blue Iron. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to give it a little spray so that we get kind of a loose feel here. Let's see. It's not going to, do you love it, or is it just kind of a so-so brush? Do I need it? Do I need it? Do I need it before the trip? Because keep in mind, I will also buy the triangle, I will buy a round, and maybe one other I think I have in my cart. So Shimoni brushes, they're made by, they're not made by, but Monica is the go-to for Shimoni. And they are on the pricier side. They are really nice so far. I have heard somebody say their tips are kind of bending a little bit. Kathy, did you say yours worked slightly too? Mine are okay so far. I've been trying to be on the more gentle side with them, which is, you know, hard for me. Okay, I'm gonna use some Deep Sea here so I can get some darker values going on here. In this area here, Deep Sea is also a Masha color. It is nice, but I haven't used it. I was saving it. Okay. Funny, I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. I think I did ask you that. Actually, now that I thought about it, I think think I asked you. And I'm sorry if I ask people. I have a really bad memory to begin with, and then on top of it, I get so excited about paints that I'm often talking about all day long, and sometimes I won't say it blends together, but sometimes our topics do blend, and so I'll sometimes forget who I might have asked something to already. So my apologies if I do that. It's not because I don't care. It's not because I'm not listening. It's just because I just get, excited and maybe forget stuff or, Anyway, okay, so this area is supposed to be kind of foggy-ish. I really struggle with that kind of stuff. So I'm looking at okay, I fixed it. I was looking at my playback. I was like, wait, that has a very distinct line. And we don't want that distinct line. This looks so misty and moody. I love it. Oh, good. Okay. Mine are okay. I'm being gentle. Okay. And that's kind of not my irk, but kind of my bummed out thing. I guess I wasn't gentle enough with my Polinas, which kind of makes me sad because I didn't know I had to be super gentle. And I don't necessarily want to have to worry. Nobody wants to worry about a brush they're using, right? We kind of just want to use it and have fun with it. And not that we're here to like smash it or anything, but I mean, technically if we wanted to, that's fine too. But I didn't want to have to be, I guess I didn't have to walk on eggshells with my brush, but I felt like I kind of have to. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but maybe that's normal. I don't know. I'm not a, born artist, and nor have I been to like watercolor art classes and had professionals teaching me. So, and if I did, it was so long ago that, it left me scarred, and I am now back at it now after I don't know how many years. So try to add some texture to this water. Maybe I should just turn it to a swamp. That could be fun. Okay, I won't. If I have to bubble wrap a brush, I don't want it in my collection. And that's where I kind of fall, Alexandra. I'm like, well, I love the brushes, but I don't want to have to worry about it so much that I'm not enjoying getting to use it how I want to use it, right? And I don't think I'm particularly rough on brushes, but again, you don't have to worry about it. I was told dry brushing is harder on brushes. That does make sense. So maybe have older brushes for a dry brush. That actually makes a lot of sense, Laura. And I do all my extra swatching in cheaper brushes, right? I use my cheapies for that kind of stuff. So if I'm digging into paint, I'll try to catch myself and swap brushes, but I don't always do that. So, I don't always have to worry about that. Okay, I'm getting these hard lines, and this is where I kind of struggle. So getting rid of these hard lines, I take a wet brush, but I really make sure it's not wet, right? I really dry it off. So I'm constantly going back and forth to my really dirty cloth and trying to blend this, but that's where I struggle, and it doesn't always blend out. I usually, quite honestly, end up with faint lines, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong to do that. Maybe I'm not using quite enough water. Yeah, and I'm both with you both on that brush thing. And so that's what kind of frustrates me about spending a lot of money on brushes that I don't really want to have to baby, right? And I feel like I haven't had to baby my Tintorettos, and I really like that. This is a new Polina Bright mop, and it's my size 1, and it's my favorite. So I even feel bad kind of doing this with it because I feel like it's ruining the tip. And I guess apparently I shouldn't have done hundreds and hundreds of trees with my mops, which is a bummer because I should be able to make mops with trees with mops, right? If I want to. So yeah, I know. I'm on the weird fence about that. I like Mascota Prado. I don't have that one. If I need to replace it, I can order. Okay, so that's another thing. I do appreciate having that. I guess that's maybe why I like the Tintorettos, because I don't feel like if I baby them or if I don't, then I'm only out, a certain amount. And it's reasonable to expect your brushes to maybe replace every few years. Is that what everybody's in agreement with? Laura went to school for botanical art. Do you think the consensus was every few years that we have to replace our brushes? Does that sound about right? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure at all. Paper towel will help lift too. Yeah, but then don't you ever end up with too hard of lines, Judy? Like if you're doing that, then you hit something else by accident. So often I will, like you said, go here, right, and kind of do that right along the edges. Then inevitably, I don't know, maybe I do need to use paper towel more often. I have used my Tintorettos daily, and a year on, and they're still in great shape. I feel the same. I feel like I can really beat those suckers up, and they just take it. And they're not an expensive brush. I think the higher you get, they are a lot more expensive. Or not a lot more, but they are more expensive. But, so for instance, these magnetos, they are kind of more expensive in, you know, in the Tintero line. And I haven't been really using them, and I still want a size 0. Once Jackson gets them, I will order the size 0. Or you place my, oh, what is that, 100,000ths? I don't even know. Every 6 months, but they are cheap brushes. Which one is that, Alexandra? You have to share that with me. I'm not sure which one you use. I never replace. I just add to the collection. It keeps growing along with my paints. Yeah, I have bought or have got Polina replacements, but they, again, you're right. They add to my collection. I haven't like ditched them or anything. I don't know what I'll do with them. I guess I should just transfer them into another kind of rotate. I don't know. Okay, trying to decide if I should go moodier with the water. And again, the tree, this is not looking like the picture. So maybe we just stay right where we are. Okay, thank you. Softly brush or swipe with paper towel. Oh yeah, I forgot to use my dry brush. I do like to use this guy sometimes. I feel like I need like almost like a this size one, you know, like a dry, like a nice, like a different size one. I could just use a different brush. But I feel like, can you see my lines? Let me stand up and see if you can see what I'm saying. So there's these lines right in here that I can see really bad, but maybe you can't see them as badly. Should I scooch down so you guys can see more of the, is the text in the way for everybody? Because when I'm looking at it now, I see the text in the way. And I know that's sometimes an issue with Instagram. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust. Hope that doesn't make anybody sick. Okay. I have 3 cups of brushes. I might take an older one to use. Yes, my silver brush Squirrel size 8 is my workhorse. I ruin my tips on mine, Laura. I love those, but I can't buy them. I can't buy more because it's half squirrel. The paint is just off the handle. The handle has fallen off. I constantly use it to pick up paint. It still comes to it. Wow. Okay, that's impressive. Mine does not come to an impressive point anymore. Again, I don't know if it was me abusing it during my attempting to pathetically learn florals or what. I'm trying to find it right now so I can show you how bad it is. Where are you? I know you're in here. There you are. Nope, maybe it's a size 12 and a size 9. Anyway, well, boo, because mine did not see to a nice point. I'm using an iPad, so the text is off to the side. Oh, good. That's how mine is too. Oh, I'm filming in. Okay. Oh, that's another awesome thing. I just realized. So I'm filming in on my phone, right? But that doesn't mean the text is where it is. Okay. And I'm crooked, so let me fix. It's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, so crooked. You guys gotta tell me. Next time I'm that crooked, just tell me. Tell me, please. I can't be that crooked. I feel like I'm still crooked. They need little grids on here so we can so I can uncrooked myself. Okay, let's try. Okay, this is exciting, and next time I'll do it horizontal, so you'll see more of my paints and stuff. And that way, I mean, I guess the mixing palette would be handy if I was mixing and showing you what I was mixing, but I'm kind of using really simple basic colors here, so not a lot of mixing going on. But let's do our tree. I'm going to use, I don't know if I'm gonna use, I'm gonna bring my silver, my black velvet, silver script liner. I'm going to heat my Tintoretto out. What is everybody using? Oh, okay, I have my Polina, which is way thicker. What else shall we try to attempt? So this is when I never know what's going to work best for me, because my lines, sometimes I get really nice thin lines and sometimes I don't. So I've trimmed a flat to create a brush for making grassy marks, or a round trimmed down to create a deer foot type. Yep, that's a good idea for making fluffy tree marks. I bought a deer foot and I don't like it, Laura, so cutting one down I think would be much better because you get more of an organic feeling. Sorry, the deer foot I have is, I don't even have it out here anymore, but it's so very specific, right? It's not fluffy enough. It's just so, it's perfect, and it's too perfect, I think, for what I was trying to do. All right. Sorry about the hand gestures. I think it's a Skillshare thing. I think I told most of you that in the beginning of Skillshare when we first started doing it. They want you to use your hands with everything. They want you to talk with your hands. So I got in the habit of like talking with my hands. Nobody, you don't see a line? Okay. And, oh, you like the faint line? Okay. Okay. Good to hear. Okay. Well, good to hear. Yes, experiment is, okay, good. Your brush is fluffy after you cut it. Okay, let's mix up some. So just to set a good example, I will use a cheap brush. Let's get some Moody Brown, and I will just, can you see? Yeah, you can see. I'll use this section over here, and it's already got a brown, so I just re-wet it, mix everything in there, and it's pretty wet. So what I'm gonna do is take some of that water out and just dab it on my paper towel I have next to me, and then I'm gonna add some more Moody Brown. And Moody Brown is a Masha color, and I don't think too many of you have it. It's a newer color of hers. It's a great go-to brown. She also has a hematite brown that's a more warmer brown. This Moody Brown is more of just a dark bark, earthy brown. I'm going to add a little bit of granite in there, I think. And you know what I could throw in a little bit of neutral tint if I wanted to. I don't think I'm going to. But if you had Laura's inky bat, why do I always call it inky bat? Little bat would be a good color too to use in this instance. Okay, the Deerfoot is good for snow and waves. Oh, I have not tried it for that, Virginia. Maybe I'll pull it back out and experiment with it, since you're telling me that I might be missing out on something. I might be. And again, that's why I don't get rid of the brushes, because every once in a while I'll just pull them out and I'll play with one thing, like try making all branches with with a handful of 20 brushes. I'll try doing trees with 20 brushes. I will do all these things and see if they work for me at that point in time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it does help me kind of remind myself. I learned about the Deerfoot from Bindi. Yeah, so Bindi is a mixed media artist, if anybody doesn't know, and she's very experimental and very kind of goes with the flow and just kind of does interesting, fun stuff. And so if you kind of are in a rut or you're just kind of don't really know what to do, she's a great resource for that kind of, for just exploring new things. She really, really is good about that. And she also, yeah, it's interesting because she told me once she doesn't really pay attention to brands of paints. And that's really interesting because you know how obsessed most of us are about what paints we like. And I found that really just kind of like, wow, what, really? And she's like, no, just use whatever I have or whatever's there. I'm like, okay, interesting. That's kind of cool. I admire that in a lot of ways because it kind of frees you up from like overthinking, right? I bet she doesn't overthink as much as I do. And she's a great artist in the sense that she can just draw stuff and do stuff, and I can't do that at all. So I admire that about her. I met her long ago. She's probably not one of the first, but from my earlier days for sure. Okay, so branches. I'm not going to come down here and duplicate what is going on here. I am going to try to keep it loose. See, when I overthink branches, they don't come out very good. And if you have a tendency to do what I'm doing, or be really, really heavy-handed, or just kind of overthinking, or putting too much pressure on yourself to make these perfect branches, or have them be loose, right, and not be so the same and precise, I think it's good to try a smaller and then smaller brush, right? So I'm going to switch to my my Shimoni size 2 rigger and see if that maybe helps me kind of just, you know, let go of that. And these can be like the little wispy branches. And I see people do them all the time. They don't have to be exact or precise or even touching a branch to work. But mine, I tend to get too fidgety with it. But this brush will make lighter branches because it's not going to hold as much of anything. So I may be going over some of these branches, and you'll see that I spin my work, I move my work. So that's why I love working on a block, or I love, if you're newer here, I love working on the plexiglass because you can twist it, turn it, tilt it, do everything you want. You know, set it aside and let it dry, save it for later. I do have 2 of those at all times so that I can do that kind of thing. All right. Going back, and you know, you want to kind of change. You know how they always say, like, oh, mix up all the color you're going to need. I'm not one of those people, because I like the variations you can get. But like, I'm taking this purple and I'm going to add a little bit of this purple to the brown. I like the variations that you can get from doing that. And if you have the same color, everything is going to be the same color, right? And I feel, yes, you can mix up 4 different colors and use it that way too, but I like just making a little corner over here. Maybe this brown is a little more purple over here, right? Maybe I add a little bit of orange, grab the orange, right? And then add that to a little section over here. And then I dip in there and just kind of use that. So these are the kind of things I don't really share that often, but I thought that I would use my Patreon channel for sharing more of these kind of things, more mixing, more showing you how I mix, more talking about the colors, more of that versus, you know, just what we usually do, mixed in with the chit chat, because don't get me wrong, that's what I love to do. I love adding black to a brown branch. Yeah, and you can actually just go back, like Virginia's saying, and just literally take another swipe at it with, you know, with another color. Okay, so this brush is a little too thick for me. Laura knows I love black. Do you love Inky Bat too? Sorry, not Inky Bat, Little Bat. Raven, Little Bat, and hold on. I can't think of it. Yeah, Raven, Little Bat, and Inky. Okay. So let's see. Let's get our branches. We have one branch over here that just kind of comes way out. Let's get that branch in there. And then I am trying to stop saying like. So if you catch me saying like 300 times like that, you gotta stop me. I'm trying. I hear others do it and I'm like, oh man, I gotta stop doing that. I'm trying to get rid of my ums because it also saves a ton of time editing, but I'm working on that. And Pebble plus blue granite. What is this? I don't know about this, Alexandra. Pebble and blue granite. Nope, don't know. Do not know of what you are speaking of. Okay, so these do start to dip down, and I'm not going to follow. I am not going to follow, but I do want to kind of get the idea. I liked the idea of the branches doing that, of kind of going that way. And it's okay. See how they're uneven, and I don't know what my branch brush is. I'm looking at all my brush cups going, what the heck did I used to use? Oh, they do? Okay, good. Okay, good, because they don't look awesome from here. Kind of regretting my decision. I just can't remember what brush I used to do my branches before. I felt like it gave me more of a loose feel, and this is making me go to something. But again, it's kind of the pressure of doing a live. Sometimes it can make me forget things that I normally would remember or know, or you know, or an aha moment. I don't always have those in a live because I think I'm, you know, trying to make sure I'm talking and painting and saying the right things and not saying something too obnoxious or, you know, all of that stuff. Because as most of you probably know, obnoxious stuff not often, but can float out of my mouth without meaning to. I can't even paint outside, not painting. Yeah. And that's something also, when Madeline and I are planning our retreats, we are often thinking about that kind of thing. Like, are people going to want to, we love it when you go off the rails. Okay, a little bit, okay. Are people going to want, so I said again, are people going to, you know, be okay impromptu plein airing outside? Do they prefer a workshop space? A combination of both, obviously, I feel is ideal. But when we're planning these things, it's not always doable, right? And some of these places, we could only kind of do more of a plein air style impromptu, and that would be meaning to stop at cafes and paint. And for me, it's a big fat scary thing, right? If I'm painting outside, I like to be able to hide, you know, in the back of the beach area, just sit off to the side where nobody is. I know I overthink a lot of stuff, but I don't want to put you guys, anybody that wants to go, in also an uncomfortable situation. But maybe that's where we learn in our own discomfort. I don't know. So see, all these things are going through my head when we're trying to plan these things, because we want it to be perfect. No, not perfect, but we want it to be as welcoming and as warm as we possibly can make it, you know, when we're all traveling together. Anyway, I'm going off the rails again, but I'm still painting, so that's important, right? And I'm just dipping into my brown and just attempting to vary the directions. I'm trying to get the tips really thin, so when I get to the end, I'm really lifting off of that paper so they don't end up with a blob. But I've seen some people just do it and it looks awesome with a blob, so I don't know. I guess it just depends on what you like and what you can do without making it, I don't know, look funky, which I fear mine is going that direction. And the more the merrier with these things. Just keep adding them, right? And these ones, the one in our picture has a lot of little sticks. And if you haven't seen our picture, if we are with a group, I don't mind painting wherever we, okay, that's good to know, Kathy, because you're going with us and you perhaps might go again. So this is really good to know. And I feel like in a group, there'll kind of be more comfort, right? Because we're not just like posting up alone and having that awkward, like, hey, there we go, like, here I am. But at least there's with the group, they're like, okay, that's just a group of, you know, wackadoo ladies painting. And that makes me just happy. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. I tried painting birds at the zoo. What a trip that was. Very hard to focus on the kids. Oh, I bet. In running into you. Oh my gosh, Laura, I bet. Did you like try to post up against a fence somewhere and just be out of the way? Sometimes I think, okay, is it better to enjoy the moment, take the pictures, and then paint them later? I'm watching, I don't know if anybody else is, you probably are, Virginia. More recently became more of a Christy Rice fan, like really more just appreciate her and everything. So anyway, I've been following along her Europe trip, and I totally resonates whatever she's, you know, going through with all the traveling she's doing with her kids in tow and trying to find the time to like paint and whatnot. Do you enjoy the moment? Do you take some times to paint? You know, and I could totally see myself struggling with that, because of course you want to paint in the moment because that's part of the magic, right? But then the other part is, well, let's enjoy the moment. And then on these retreats, I was thinking, well, okay, so we do the excursion, right? And then maybe within the excursion, we put in time to plein air, right? So, okay, maybe we go on a tour of somewhere and we stop for a while and we plein air. Or maybe, you know, something like that. Or maybe we have a free day and we decide to go into town and just kind of sit either at a park or cafe, a pastry shop. I don't know, pastry shop. I don't know what we're gonna do. So I adore Christy. She was one of my first teachers. That's when I get the big juicy leaves and the break the rules. Yeah, she's good about that too. And I noticed she says it's just paper too. I love that. I was wedged up to the glass in front of the bird, and there were people breathing. Oh, yuck, breathing down my neck trying to see what I'm painting. I hate being breathed on. I know, I would be cringing up a storm, Laura. So that would be, you just hit my, like, all my, like, nope. I'd be nopey nope. Oh, that's a heck no, nopey nope. Yeah, it's hard. I think there would be a comfort level with everyone painting outside together. I can't be the only one sitting on a bench outside painting. I agree, Virginia. I feel like that's right. Discomfort in company at least, or comfort in others being there too. And yeah, I think so too. I feel that, and plus just doing something in a group makes it easier, I guess, right, than doing it alone, because I don't know, alone can be kind of scary and, you know, intimidating, and maybe you're not as good as you want to be, and then people are looking at you, and that's just awkward too, because maybe they expect something else and they're just like, oh, okay, and then they look at you and they feel like the need to say something. You're like, no, dude, you don't have to say anything, just, you know, just keep going, or you know, I don't know. It's better if they just sneak a look and go on by, I guess. Oh, I was wet. Oh yeah, okay, I got that. Okay, sorry. Oh man. Okay, I am liking the fact that the chat is on the side. I can see the chat. I don't have to look through my phone. I love this so far. Yeah, I think so. I think this is a good selling point, this YouTube thing. If anybody has any gripes, let me know what they are, and I'll see if I can either find a solution or just see how people adapt to the situation. Because I am curious if there's any negatives or cons that you all can see that maybe I don't know about. But it is kind of nice that just very random people can't just jump in and out, which in Instagram, a lot of people are in and out, right? There's sometimes on Madeline's and I's Monday Live, there's, upwards of 12 to 1,500 people just in and out. And you're like, whoa, that happened fast. Like, how is that even, like, they're clearly not, I don't know if it just happened to open all the lives, or is there a page where you just peruse all lives? I'm not even sure how it works, because I've only ever gone to a live that I either wanted to go to or, was invited kind of thing. I've never just gone to go. What the heck? Let me make sure that's not my family. They shouldn't be home this early. Let me check real quick. Hold on one sec. Okay, they are here this early. Very strange. Let me, I'll keep painting for a sec. When they come in the door, I'm going to mute you guys just for a minute, and I'm going to make sure everything's okay. I don't know if they had to come home for something or what. Something happened. Can you please show me? Yes, I will. Yes. Well, can I? So I had to access it too. Okay, so Judy, oh, you're on the page. Let me mute real quick. They're about to come in, I think. Hold on. There, it's on our Patreon page, and you can be free. You can join free if you don't want to pay for it, and you can just see what we're up to. And if you ever decide you want to join, you can join then, and you don't have to. Zero pressure on that kind of stuff. But I just thought we would do this one as a kind of as an intro to it all. Oops, that was a mess up. That's okay. We're gonna add berries too. So the last step is the berries on the branches. And they are going to be a red berry, and I think I'm going to use a mixture of dragon's blood. Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, well, dang it. And wow, they were really fast. So I didn't get to finish. Let's see if I can show you the picture. Here it is. That's a picture, but it's also going to live on the Patreon page, which again is free, so you can see what's on there. And I believe you can see the post. If you can't, let me know. And this is also our Paint Your Style, so I will also post it in my stories later on. And my apologies, I don't know why my family got done so fast. That was crazy. Or maybe I just talked longer than I think. Okay, yay! Kathy, right? I think it's easier than sometimes we make it feel. And that picture does look intimidating to me. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, nope, don't like it. But I think if you just kind of simplify it to what you can do and what you're capable of doing, I think it'll make it easier. Thanks, Amber and Alexandra, so much fun. Okay, yay, thank you for helping me. And thank you all for being here and bearing with my first one. And I'm super excited. So, all right, I will see you guys next time. And I'm excited to show you the finished bits of this berry thing. Okay, bye. Let me make sure I can figure out how to. Oh, good, yay. Okay, a little nervous on that one. Virginia, or not Virginia, Alexandra, how do I make it stop? I don't see the stop button. Oh, hold on. Oh, I don't know. Nope. Oh, we can start a poll in here. Okay, I'm seeing all the fun stuff. Top chat. Okay, nope. Click the X in the left. Oh, way up there. I see it. Thank you. All right, all. Have a good night. Thank you again.